Welcome to Mob Psycho, where niggas get their shit rocked. Damn! Let me introduce y'all to the characters. Meet Mob, the protagonist of the show. He's a social reject with godlike abilities, but doesn't use them sometimes. Next is Riggin, Mob's mentor. Somehow convinced Mob that he has psychic powers, and he's a scammer. And then there's Hanazawa, has the same psychic abilities as Mob, but weaker. And then there's Ritu, Mob's brother, and Dimple the spirit. So, the anime starts off with a black guy, and numbers, and monsters, and explosions, and more numbers, and more monsters, and more explosions, and more monsters. Now I'm a white guy, more numbers, and explosion, and dollar card. So Riggin's busy scamming these two customers into a spirit job, and that's when we see Chin! My niggas got the Thanos 2.0! But you know, I'm willing to risk it all, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, they enter the building and that's where they find the evil spirit. So Riggins tries to use his special.
Got this! Salt Splash! This is one of Reagan's special attacks, where he violently throws table salt everywhere.
Well, that shit doesn't work, so he calls Mob. So Mob comes in with that dope-ass intro and exorcises the evil spirit. He's on his way to school, and that's where we meet the Crush. And wait, what the fuck is up with their head? Riggin calls Mob for another mission, and there's this progress towards Mob's explosion thing that'll appear at times to indicate how far Mob is to going south. So they arrive at the tunnel, and Riggin gives all the smoke fire to Mob. That's when the big boss shows up and decides to attack Riggin, but Mob uses his powers to protect him. So he whoops up the salt again and uses another special move.
This is one of Reagan's special attacks, where he punches the enemy with his fist covered in table salt.
But, of course, that shit didn't work, so Mob exercises him. But Mob didn't exercise him fully, so he gives him directions to the actual boss of the tunnel, some animal.
The reason for your curse is Bardside!
You carry on your shoulders is a terrible one, commonly referred to as the one-click curse! Your right shoulder is stiff. The curse really has a hold on you.
If you think I'm paying for this, you got another thing coming! Crush!
Finishing blow!
This is one of Reagan's special moves. He relieves the stress from physical fatigue and gets rid of stiff shoulders and back pain.
Oh, hell no, y'all niggas weird as fuck. I'm out of here.
What do we do now, President?
What else can we do? We need to find a new member or we're fucked. I just got a letter of resignation telling me this club's ass. So from here on out, you guys are fucked. No, man, I'm on strong.
Student class has got nothing in us.
Yeah, man, you better get out of here, President. That was terrible. Anyway, with some hard-looking and deep findings, they end up getting mobbed.
Is to be dressed up like this.
Stop! What in the world do you think you're doing?
Excuse me?
You heard what I said, don't...
Was a close one, huh? Now hurry along and stay away from that freak.
So Mob goes in and finds an evil spirit. And he's mad at Mob because Mob stopped him from peeping on girls and shit, but he got put in a pack. Quick!
You're playing the loser role in youth just as I did, aren't you? You living every day to the fullest?
Yeah, that shit got our boy thinking. And as he's about to sign the admission form for the telepathy club, the body improvement club shows up, and Mob thinks back to all the times he got outdone and lost all the hoes. So he signs up for the body improvement club.
Move it!
A lady approaches Mob and invites him to a religious order called LOL. Really? Laugh out loud. So we see this guy in a mask and he takes off the mask and he just starts cracking up. So besides Mob, there were two other people that got invited and they put masks on one of them, and when he took it off, he started cracking up. But of course, it didn't work on our boy Mob, so they decide to make a laughing competition with him, and they lose. So Smiley Face here decides to use his psychic abilities against Mob, but it didn't work.
You'll be alone forever. There's a limit to how much his emotions can take before leaking out and going wild. And now, an emotion is swirling around inside him like a torrential hurricane, going past the limit. That emotion is rage. I'm only going to need about 2 seconds. Don't act like you're actually angry!
This is what happens when I let them show. These are my emotions.
And he gets put in a pack. Anyways, Mob's a cult leader now. And oh yeah, this girl was one of the people that got invited to the cult, and she wants people to know what Mob did, you know, for hype. The bullies of the school, or I guess the punks, ask the Body Improvement Club for some help against another bully, but they decline! So they decide to use Mob as bait. They get Mob's kidnapping letter, so they go. They get there, and those guys are light work for my boys. They end up saving our boy Mob. So Hanazawa shows up and puts the niggas in packs. Easy. So he tries it on Mob, but of course it doesn't work. And look at Mob's face. He like, damn, the fuck I do? So Mob tells us he doesn't use psychic abilities against other people because the one and only Reagan told him. Damn, me making my nigga spin. Out here throwing him like a fucking toy and shit. Oh hell nah, he made him do the fucking splits. Dimple tries to intimidate, but he gets packed up. This low-key how I be when I'm taking a shit. So Hanazawa takes out the knives and uses them to attack Mob, but it deflects and slice. Damn, they did my nigga dirty. So Mob tries using that. You and I, we're the same. We eat the same, we drink the same, we even shit the same. And Hanazawa chokes him out. Like, you know, nah, let me not go there.
Or so it seemed.
Ultimate barrier! You're kidding! What is this? What in the world did I awaken? Ah! That's enough! I'm sorry! I won't...
I guess I'm just an average person after all.
It was then that Mob realized he failed to change as he had promised himself. He caused another accident because of his psychic powers. He didn't know where to direct his emotions. His powerlessness born from overwhelming contradictions, and the feeling he would never be able to conquer himself. Sadness.
This shit got me feeling all sorts of ways.
What are you
Get to the point, Hitoshi. I've come all the way from the other side. What do you want?
Well, Oh, screw it! You were never nice to me anyway, Dad! Cough up the password to the hidden safe, you stupid old man! I know there's a fortune in there! You're dead, so you don't—
That's where it is! Get a job, you good-for-nothing bum!
Like the junk food fighter, this is one of Reigen's special moves.
I honestly don't know how to introduce these guys. Kinda Ben Spoon, 62% clairvoyance, finger matches, twins that read each other's mind. Anyways, Ritsu's got his powers using Dimple, and he starts abusing them. So he wipes the floors with these bullies and the one and only Hanazawa with the fucking weird ass head. But he intimidates him though. So more niggas pull up to fight Ritsu, but he puts them in packs. It's like a murder scene, bro. Nah, let's analyze this shit, bro. Well, this nigga's eyes are— Wow, this nigga throwing it back! I mean, if it's there, it's there! Oh, then Mob shows up. He tries attacking Mob with no effect. This nigga pulls up and smashes his head in. My nigga's whooping his fucking ass. Damn, my nigga shook.
Look what you've done. This is the first time this has happened while I'm still conscious. Can you feel it? Rage burning in me.
So my boy Mob comes with the comeback. He even nukes this nigga. Just when we thought the battle was over, he comes up with a sneak attack, hitting Mob with no effect. So he sprays Mob. Then he bunny hops away. So Mob and Ritsu pull up to their base using this guy, but he betrays them and Mob puts him in a hat. They actually capture those other 4 guys with Ritsu, and Ritsu uses his powers without Dimple for the first time. Rematch time. He attacks Mob, but he can't move. What the— oh, damn! Damn! Turns out they're activating other people's psychic abilities using pain. And Dimple meets this weirdo. Hanazawa's busy searching for some stuff and he gets jumped by Mr. Firefighter here, and he keeps spamming him until Hanazawa brings that shit back on himself and he burns. Bah. He turns into a fucking, oh hell nah. Damn, this nigga be looking like fucking Armin Twin. And just as Hanazawa won, he gets jumped by these two niggas, bruh. Mob gets hoarded by a bunch of dolls that are owned by her. As Ritsu escapes, he meets Jinji, and Jinji says he's gonna use Ritsu as bait to lure in Mob. So young girl here crying because Mob broke her toys and shit. And she pissed, so she rocks Mob! Shit! And she continues rocking him like crazy, bro. From the back, from the front. Mob's crying because he doesn't want to fight an old lady at it. So Mob finds Ritsu unconscious and gets pissed. Turns out it's this guy's illusion shit. Mob goes crazy, they both fall unconscious, and it's Jinji's plan. And oh yeah, Dimple got captured as well. And Regan was looking for Mob, so he tracked down his phone. These three get put in a room where they can't use their powers. Regan somehow convinces the masses that he owns the place, and he finds them and helps them escape. But they get stopped by these niggas, and little nigga uses gravity to attack him, ultimately pinning down Mob. But he gets drop kicked and he's just lying there. Regan uses another trick, hypnosis. He gets closer and cheap shot. Shh. Let's check out these animations.
Them. I don't care what happens to the ones attacking me!
I'm warning you, don't do it. In the end, you're the one who's gonna be suffering.
They go over their backstory, but hey, I'll let you guys watch that. Master gets absolutely sliced, but...
How about I just chop your damn head off?
Ow!
That's it.
Don't get cocky. As soon as he heard those words, the explosive amount of energy building up to a critical level within Mob changed its direction. There are times when the power of one's words are unfathomable. Those with power must choose to fight. The thought of that responsibility made Mob's bridge collapse. But sometimes, one's heart can find the resolution it needs just by getting a helping hand. As a result, all of Mob's energy was temporarily tossed over to Regan. In essence, he'd successfully run away and was feeling calm and refreshed. All that was left in his heart was gratitude towards his wise master.
Absolute badass. Chop. But my nigga gets tossed. So my nigga gets pissed and he takes out the blankie. Damn. Shoots but gets deflected. So he's busy shattering everybody else's hopes, dreams, wishes, and they just, it's depressing. So it turns out the guy in the mask was an oldie and ew, close your damn mouth, nigga. So oldie blows himself up. Regan asks him out for more powers, but he's fresh out. Damn! Rocked his ass. My nigga punched the life out of him. Dimple escapes, and hey, Regan can see him now.
And we get a preview of this badass over here with the red.